G'day humans, Chris Stead here. Today I'm at Urbnsurf Sydney. Now they've just had their opening, presentation in the room upstairs over there. And the very first public waves have just rolled through. So in this video I'm going to do a little bit of a tour. It's still kind of a work in progress here, still a lot of construction going on. It's opening in about a month from now, or 3 weeks to a month from now. And I'm going to show you some of the waves, some of the pros hitting the waves. I'm going to give you a look at some of the facilities here, and also going to talk to you about my initial thoughts. Plus, hopefully, I'm going to really push hard, try and sneak a surf in. So we'll see how we go, eh?
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
Okay, so there's a little taster of the waves. Now stay with me because later on in this video I'm going to show a stack more. But let's just jump into a bit more information.
Well, let's get to hear about why we're here today. If you look around, you'll see what the team's been working tirelessly toward over these past couple of years. And I can't stress tirelessly enough, we've had a pretty resilient sort of, charging team, which is just amazing. We're really excited to show what Sydney Olympic Park will receive from this, what Sydney will receive, what Australia will receive from this, what the world will receive from this build. I don't know why they make perspex left turns, but there you go. Can't pick up the paper. Anyway, little comment. So let me share a little bit about our vision. I mean, really, Urbnsurf's about access to surfing. It's about first timers. It's about seasoned surfers. It's about pros. Everyone is welcome here and everyone can participate at Urbnsurf. We're providing perfect ocean-like waves in an authentic, safe and a controlled environment. It caters for all ages and abilities. It doesn't matter where you're from or what your level is, there's something here for everyone. And importantly, we provide a warm and welcoming culture. The community aspect of what we do is such a critical part of what Urbnsurf is about. As I said, today I'm excited to show you the first waves, but just reflecting on the past few years for us, you may remember we opened Urbnsurf Melbourne in 2020. We endured blood, rain and sandstorms along the way, some pretty crazy stories there. It was quite amazing post bushfires when we first opened. We had to close 6 times due to COVID and reopen the park, so it's been quite a tough kind of journey, but we've come out fighting hard and here we are today. Despite those challenges, we've delivered almost 700,000 sessions and lessons in that time, which is quite amazing. Thousands of school children have come through as part of curriculum programs around water awareness and safety training and this type of thing. 30% of our guests are female, a tremendous statistic when you compare it to surfing in the ocean. We've been able to participate in some amazing charities, Waves of Wellness, Surf Aid, Ocean Heroes, and also the First Nations group, Strong Brother, Strong Sister. Really great things to be able to participate in. And we've got a brand here that is respectful of surfing origins, and that's really important to us, where we can create a great way for experienced surfers, but introduce it to an entirely new group as well. And I'm very proud to announce that we've won many awards over the years, particularly in Melbourne, where we were announced as the best surf park in the world. The only other thing to point out here is something we're particularly proud of, and it's with this park opening in a few weeks, is that we're the only company in the world, we're Australian owned, but we're the only one in the world that's actually delivered 2 of these surf parks, so it's quite a unique feat. It shows the challenge that exists in developing this new technology and this new experience. And with an investment of over $75 million in Sydney Olympic Park, we're not only bringing perfect waves to the city, but we can make a substantial impact to the economy. You're talking about over the next 2 decades, contributing a net economic benefit of $250 million to the local area. We're really trying to solidify our position as a key player in the recreational landscape here. Today's about waves. You get to witness the athletes and beginners enjoying the lagoon. You'll see an array of wave types, suitable for beginners, suitable for the aspiring surfer, and also the pro. Our sessions typically run for about an hour, about 400 to 600 waves. You'll get about 12 waves in an hour, which you just would never get in the ocean if you think about it that way. The lagoon we have here, the best comparable is probably showing it on a model of the Sydney cricket ground. It's about the same size, so it gives you an understanding of the scale of what we're talking about. The facilities, we have a surf academy, a swimming pool, skate pad, rip curl store, health and wellness centre, and 2 amazing food offerings by our amazing hospitality partner Applejack, which we're really proud of. So look, I'm sure you'll all agree, we've created something quite amazing here, and I'm really pumped to announce that we're opening bookings from May 13 as of today, which is great news. And the final point I'll leave you with is that we're not just about surfing, we're about fostering a sense of inclusivity. We want to create adventure from people of all backgrounds. We're excited about the opportunities the project will bring to the community, and the best way to experience it is to come and see it yourself. That's all I would request of you. Come and enjoy it, and let us show you what we're bringing to the world. With that, thanks again for coming out today. I'm going to hand you straight to Lucas Townsend from Surfing New South Wales, and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Damon, and thank you on behalf of all of surfers in New South Wales to you and your team. This is no small feat. As someone who's been close to surf parks for a number of years, it's a true credit to your team to be able to deliver this amazing facility for Sydney. So if everyone can please put their hands together quickly for the team. My name's Lucas Townsend, I'm the CEO of Surfing New South Wales. We've been established since 1963 with over 1 million surfers here in the state. We've got 15,000 surfers in our members clubs with 132 clubs across the state, over 50 surf schools, and surfing is absolutely exploding. It's the fastest growing sport with women since the pandemic, and it's been amazing to see now we have pathways through to Olympic gold medals. We're really great to see facilities like this play an important role in fostering the next generation. Just quickly as a surfer, when we grow up, and I won't be alone in this story, we grew up drawing perfect waves on the back of our books as kids. We stack wave after wave, perfect lefts or rights, and we dream of one day finding those spots where we can surf with our mates, one perfect wave after the next. In the ocean, unfortunately, that very rarely happens. I can probably count on one hand how many times it has, but venues like this completely change the game. For surfers to be able to go and surf and experience perfect waves, one after the other, it is a complete game changer for surfing. And more importantly, it changes whole new lineups. It removes any sense of aggression, it democratises the access, it welcomes people in because every wave is as good as the next one. Surfing, for those that don't understand surfing, this is like the equivalent of what happened very rapidly in skiing when they introduced the chairlift. Before chairlift, skiers could only ever hike to as high as they could hike or get as many runs in a day as they could squeeze into the daylight hours. Then came the chairlift, and all of a sudden you didn't need to have that endurance or that athleticism. You could buy a ticket, get to the top, and squeeze as many runs in as you could. This is the first time that that's now available for surfing. Anybody of any ability can ride their first waves, whether they're learning for the very first time or they are a seasoned veteran like some of those in the room here today. Surfing New South Wales' vision is to build a better community through surfing. There is no better example than what we can do here with our partners here at Urbnsurf, and I'm privileged to be able to stand here today and celebrate that partnership. What happens here is that you can introduce somebody for the very first time that's never seen waves and give them the same control takeoff every single time. It's that repeatability over and over again that helps develop skills, whether you're learning all the way through to whether you're competing for a gold medal. What surfing doesn't have in the ocean is the same takeoff spot. the same section, the same canvas to work on your turns and your progressions over and over and over again. So for Surfing New South Wales to have a high performance program here with Urbnsurf for our athletes from juniors all the way through to those on the CT is something that will really set us up for the future and something I'm really proud to take towards Surfing New South Wales surfers. The last thing I'd like to share too is that venues like this, it's not just about the surfing. What we're able to create here is controllable, movable water. And surfers have an important role to play out in the society of saving lives. They're often the first responders to life-saving situations in the ocean. Over 63% of our surfers have saved a life. And there's research out there by University of New South Wales that suggests that surfers save as many lives as volunteer lifeguards. What we can do here with our Surfers Rescue 24/7 program with the Urbnsurf team is create controllable, repeatable environments to help surfers develop those skills so that when they're in uncontrolled regions up and down the coast, we've got a lineup of lifesavers there ready to go. So lastly, I would just like to thank again the team at Urbnsurf for having me here today. On behalf of Sydney surfers, we are so excited to come and surf here in the West.
Now, right about now, I wanted to jump into a full tour of the actual venue, and much to my unbelievable frustration, I got home, got my videos out, and the first half of the tour that I did was just completely corrupted files. So I don't know what happened there, but very frustrating. So either way, I'm going to try and make do with what I can, and then I'll jump into the other half of the tour, and then we're going to go look at some more waves. The good news is I will be back there in a couple of weeks, so I'll reshoot it. So keep your eye on the channel, subscribe, and I'll get that tour done for you. So that's the edge of the building there. So what you're looking at there is the restaurant. I think it's called Sandy's. So that's a big kind of beer garden. It's got like a cafe style experience inside, some food. It had about 7 or 8 tap beers on there as well, which I'm really excited about. And so that's kind of where you're going to chill after your big surf or while you're waiting for it. And you can see a pretty good view from there to the actual waves. And above it is actually a fine dining restaurant. So that's going to be a bit more expensive, I suspect, but that's where you're going to go to have some, a fine dining experience. It's got the best view of the park and the entire place is from up the top above the other cafe. So those are the 2 eateries that were referred to by the CEO. Now just to the right of that is the entrance, and it's a very shallow entrance. You just kind of walk straight in, you can pretty much see the waves straight away. That's where my tour did start, but unfortunately, yeah, as I said, didn't work out. But that's you pretty much, while you're queuing, you'll be just looking at the waves, so that's going to be an absolute froth. Now further to the right from that, there was a physio room, and so they hadn't actually finished it yet anyway, but there's going to be a physio bed in there. There's going to be like a rotating list of physios that are contracted to come in and kind of look after people. So you can pay extra basically to get a physio before or after your surf, depending on your needs.
Surf ears, surfer's ear checks, La Roche-Posay doing melanoma skin checks, and surf physio doing surf-specific physio and massage.
And that's an extra cost, or is that
correct? The ear checks and melanoma skin checks when they occur are free, as they are in Melbourne, and the physio and massage is at an additional cost.
Yep.
And there'll be information on booking for that in Melbourne currently and in Sydney at launch.
There's also a wellness centre, which you can also, they weren't really clear on what the wellness centre was going to be about, but there is a wellness centre as well in addition to the physio. And to the right of that is the lockers in the change room. So there's a fair number of lockers, and in the change rooms themselves, I did go in there with the camera, but I lost that bit of footage. So you're looking at about 7 or 8 showers, a couple of benches, and then your usual toilets and sinks there. So obviously everything's brand new, looked really nice. And there was probably, I reckon, I'm going to guess maybe 50 lockers in a little alcove there. All right, now from here we can jump into the rest of the tour. All right, so we're coming out of the locker room. I'll have a look down here. We've got the surf rentals. I'll go in and show you the stock that they've got. Now I did speak specifically to them about the quality of the bodyboards that they had down in Melbourne. I'm told by visitors that they're not quite up to standard, but apparently Ben Player's got involved up here. For those of you who boog, wouldn't hold me. Here we go, so you got some starter kit, some foamies, soft tops, and some more performance boards. I think in Sydney a lot of guys will have their own kit. The helmets are included as standard with any rental, they told me.
Oh, they announced it. Yeah, they announced it like the week they closed. So I guess they've been waiting to reopen over there.
Go kill it, mate. Alright, and here's the Surf Academy. So the Groms are going to catch up, and not just the Groms, any sort of beginner. And they say they use the Flowstate camera to basically put your performance on a wave against the pro performance on the wave, and give you kind of tips and advice on how to improve and how to make it happen. A couple of softies. Okay, the boys are going out for a surf. And the girls. And there's more kind of maybe potentially corporate spaces out there. That's where they did the presentation earlier, was up there. Alright, looks so glassy. It's about to start pumping. So this is interesting here. So over here, so that's, I was interested about the direction of the wind. In Sydney, you got those prevailing nor'easterlies most days, and that they built this dirt bank that's going to be grassed in, and that's going to block any of that nor'easterly wind coming through to try and keep it a bit kind of cross shore anyway. And then your southerlies are going to rip through from over here. So southerlies, anything from the south, southwest, maybe a little bit of the southeast, is going to be offshore, and the westerlies are going to be cross shore. But the reality is they don't get too much wind out here. And for any of us old schoolers who used to hit the big day out just behind me in the park would know that any sort of wind would have been lovely on any of those big day outs, because it was a baker-thon. So yeah, the guys are telling me that they basically don't get the wind effects here that they get in Melbourne at all, which is really exciting. So I think you're going to get good sessions more often than not. Can you talk us through the Flowstate?
Yeah, sure. So Flowstate's a great new video capture service that we've launched in Melbourne in June. It uses AI to film, capture and edit every wave of every surfing session of the point. Since June, 7,500 surfers have bought more than 26,000 sessions. And how it works is it uses object and stance recognition to capture everyone's waves, edit it, and then collate them under the surfer profile. Within 10 minutes after the session's finished, you go into this Flowstate and select yourself, and it shows you a preview of your longest wave, and then you can buy all of your waves for $25. You can also buy multi-packs if you're going to be a regular user for a deeper discount. Then what we do with those videos, we pass them on to an online video coach who can give you video analysis and technique, ways to improve your technique. And the coolest thing about that is we've got footage of pro surfers surfing the exact same waves, filmed from the exact same angle. So it's really easy when you do a side-by-side comparison to see how you can improve. And the other thing that we do in Melbourne, which we're looking to do in Sydney, is a session replay for free, half an hour after the session finishes, back at the food and beverage. So at 3 Blue Ducks in Melbourne and at Sandy's in Sydney. So you can come and have a few beers with your mates and watch a chronological replay of the waves for free with a QR code to scan if you want to buy them after that.
While you're knocking back a beer.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
It's pretty great.
What kind of tech is in those cameras? Like what kind of res?
Luke's here from Flowstate if you want to talk to him about it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was just curious about what type of res you're shooting with.
6K now, those
Yeah.
new cameras, 6K. We've output into 1080p by the
Yeah.
time we've edited it and trimmed it down.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's shooting at a wide angle, so it's basically capturing the takeoff and all the way to riding it in.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the cameras aren't moving at all, so it's just fixed frame, and yeah, we use AI object tracking models that we've developed and customised for surfing and for wave pools.
Over 2 million waves.
Over 2 million waves to identify what is a surfer, what's not people standing on the wall or paddling out or getting sucked around on the inside, and track that to then crop down the content and edit that around them, and then we run it through another model to identify you. So you go, right, that looks like you, that looks like you.
Even in the middle of winter when everyone's wearing hoods and gloves, it's crazy how accurate it is.
And 6K, you'd be able to get pretty close at 4K as well, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we have been operating 4K in Melbourne until yesterday. So we've now just put 6K in there, there. That still works, but yeah, it allows us to get a bit of a sharper image. And
Is that what the resolution for any session beyond today would be?
yes.
If you go into video editing?
Yeah, well, look, again, it's the output's still in that 1080,
Yeah.
but what we captured it in was in 6K.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Have you worked out what the perfect wind is? So it must be what, like just a southwesterly.
There's actually not a lot of wind here, as you can see today. 'Cause,
Yeah,
it is.
it's pretty protected,
Not
isn't it?
coming from that way, that dirt pile there.
Yeah, well, that's going to be grass, and that actually is the prevailing summer wind, a nor'easter.
Yeah.
We affectionately refer to it as the windbreaker.
Yeah.
Because it will actually act as a windbreaker while it's there.
The nor'easterly gets in here from out. Yeah.
Because of that.
I mean, but like all this far inland.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But honestly, I've been here since like on and off since September last year in all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
And it's always been glassy out here. It's always been sick. I haven't seen anything like Melbourne.
Okay, so what we're going to look at here is a bunch of waves on the advanced mode. So there's an advanced mode and expert mode, but they're effectively the same size. This is also referred to as beast mode by a lot of people. So this is what it's like. Okay, now this mode you're looking at now, this is about they say this is about 3 notches down from the advanced mode or the beast mode. This is about 3 notches down in terms of the wave size and the pitch of the barrel. this is the progressive turning mode. So it's down from the advanced mode. It still barrels a little bit, but it's just about creating bigger walls basically for you to whack. So awesome for the sticks, not so great for the boogs, but still definitely fun. All right, this is the air mode. So this is where it's just about popping airs. Righto, so what are my initial thoughts? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually get hands-on. I wasn't able to get for a surf, unfortunately. I really was hoping to, but don't worry, I'll be doing that the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned to the channel. I'll try and get some more information to you. So some bits and pieces I picked up, just talking to the team around here. For those of us who bodyboard, they are looking to do boog nights and just like concentrate on those slab waves and just get a whole bunch of boogers out here just hitting it. So that's really cool. They're hoping to maybe even do some tournaments out here. They will be doing tournaments for the kids, for the kids or for everyone as well, for surfing sticks. On top of that, they're looking at playing with the pricing a little bit, experimenting with a few bits and pieces, including midweek rates, hourly packages, things like that, to help encourage people to basically come and give it a go. So that's great. Definitely, I think I was talking to them, basically, the feedback, I haven't surfed the Melbourne one, unfortunately. My attempts to get down there were thwarted by COVID. But the general feedback seems to be this is a lot better wave. A couple of the guys I've been speaking to who have surfed both are saying this peak's a lot better and it's a lot far less wind affected. Interesting, I was talking to the CEO and he was saying that they're perfectly symmetrical, but I definitely picked up on the right wave over there, or the right paddock, having a better break than the left one out. Could just be to do with the wind today. He said it could be to do with the machine just having slightly more torque or pull on that side or something like that, but he noticed it as well. So it's interesting. I think that from what I saw today anyway, that side, the far side from here, is a slightly more critical wave than what you get over here. But they're both pretty good. So basically the far wave seems to just barrel straight from the initial peak, so probably a harder takeoff, whereas this one tends to just roll in a little bit more, and then this one seems to slab a lot heavier, and that one just seems to be a little bit more kind of almondy, a bit more vertical, the far side I'm talking about. So yeah, that's a couple of interesting things that I picked up there. Now I'm just going to try and get on it and look forward to it. So in here you've got what they call the bay. So this is where or the beginners and that can learn while the guys are at the back. Interestingly, when they do the air wave, they can only do the air wave on that far right one. And that's because apparently it requires such a kick in the machine to kind of drive that wedge towards the other wedge that basically they can't run it on both sides at once. So that's interesting. So there was still waves coming on this side. You still could surf this side, but it was kind of just like by chance, like it was like the after effects rather than being a deliberate wave. And there's quite a few settings, but I think for a lot of those of us who surf every day, you know, and I'm from the northern beaches of Sydney, I'm up at Monavar, there's a lot of good waves up there. And you know, I'm decent, I'm good, I can go out in most conditions. But I'm not pro level or anything like that. But straight away I was like, I don't really want to touch anything under advanced. Now being a booger, that slab's all I'm really interested in, but there was they had some advanced turning waves coming through, and they kind of had like a few little head dip barrels and then some nice big kind of walls that you could just kind of come up and hit, and then kind of dropped into a little section at the end as well. So I think that would be kind of fun as well. So anyway, hopefully the next video you see from me, I'll be actually surfing it.
Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos. Until next time, check you later.